Hey guys, well, if you are up north like me, winter's here. At least I was outside a little bit ago looking for some snowflakes coming down. Makes me think that I might have to start thinking about ice fishing instead of open water fishing. But we're going to start thinking about late fall, early winter, early spring, some of those deeper diving crankbaits, and a lot of times those crawdad colors work out pretty well. Looking in the book, I happen to see something called the red tiger. Now, normally your tiger, like your fire tiger or other, has certain markings on the side. We're not going to mess with the markings on this. We'll stick with the basic colors, red and black. Going to do it in this deep diving crankbait right here. But instead of putting the normal tiger markings like this might have, we're going to put a wrap on this instead. We're going to try it that way. And this time it's going to be a little different. I don't care about wrapping the entire lure. I only care about wrapping the top. Stay with me. All right, so we can start painting some colors. We need a base, and that is our Createx opaque white. And we'll get a nice coating of white on it first, and then we can start adding our colors. And that's white. That's all we need. We can clean up and get out the colors. We're ready for some colors. Now, in this situation, we are going to put a wrap on here, but it's not going to be the normal wrap. Normally, we put a wrap on. What we're going to do is put our base coat down over everything, put the wrap over everything, and paint it white, and then paint all of our colors. But for this time, the only thing I care about on a wrap is the top half. I don't care about the bottom half. I don't want to wrap on that. So this time we're going to do it a little different. And we're going to start, we're going to paint the belly, and we're going to paint the belly with opaque red. So let's get this done. We'll go about halfway up, as we normally do. Get a good, want that to be good and red down there. Alright, there we go. Now, let me clean up and we'll move on. Now, as I said, I only care about the wrap on the top part. So now we need to paint our color that's going to go underneath the wrap. And we're going to use Createx Opaque Yellow. So we're going to paint the top yellow. We'll bleed it down into the red on the side. Probably going to get a little down there, but not a whole lot. Alright, there we go. Let's get a little more over there. There we go. Alright, we're good there. Now, we're going to need to dry this really well before we put the wrap on. Alright guys, I went ahead and put the wrap on it, got it in place. Basically use a couple of clips. Various wraps you can use. We've discussed this before. The one I'm using here, this is it right here. Hobby Lobby. I got that in the floral section where they use for the fake flowers. Similar to this one, this narrow one I've used a few times. This is Offray, O-F-F-R-A-Y. I picked that up at Walmart, and that again is in the flower section. And the last one I've used quite a bit is this one, this metal mesh ribbon type stuff. Hobby Lobby. You'll find that in the materials section. It is a ribbon. So, and there's all kinds of things. The other day, I got something that this was in a package. I don't remember what it was in, but I saved it. I thought, you never know. I might try that sometime. Haven't used it yet, but you never know. So, I got the wrap on. We need the top color and Createx Opaque Black. Alright, normally I tell you guys when you put a wrap on, if you want your colors to be right, you have to paint it white. You need to paint it totally white now, then you start putting your colors on it, that way they're accurate. But here it's going to be different. Because we have the yellow on top and we're putting black on top of that, we really don't have to paint it white. We don't have to go through that step this time around. But anytime this color is going to be lighter than the undercoat, you got to paint it white first. So here we go, opaque black. And we only want the top. We're not going to mess with the bottom. So I'm just going to go right down the top. I let it go down along the side a little bit to cover that yellow, but I'm not going to get carried away with it. Or excuse me, cover the red. And that's all we're going to do. Let's dry that off and we'll see what we got. Alright. Let's see what we ended up with. And there we go. Bottom, still red. We didn't do anything there. But we got the black on top. Kind of a nice little transition from the black to the red. I kind of like that. Gonna need to get a set of eyes. Let's work on a set of eyes and a top coat. Well, let's get ready to put on a top coat. We're going to use the main one I use, Bob Smith Industry 30-minute slow cure. Now, if you'll notice, I'm sitting here with this water. And it's sitting in some hot water right now because we're getting to that time of year. It's getting a little colder. It's not quite as warm out in this room where I do this. And this stuff really likes 70 degrees. It really wants 70. And more than 70 thins it down more and makes it give you even more time to get the job done. A little mixing, equal parts. Now I didn't measure. So, alright. This will give us a good chance to get that on. When it's colder, just thin that down a little. The two-piece or two-part epoxy is what I found gives you the best finish. It gives you a real, make sure I'm getting this out in front where you can see it. I can see it, but I gotta make sure you can see it. Anyway, it gives it a good top coat that's really hard. I've had it. I think I had one now. I got one now that's got a chip busted out of it, out of the top coat. I think I bounced that thing off the petroleum motor while making a cast one day. And it just took a little chip right off of it. To be honest with you, I haven't even taken the time to repair it. I've just fished with it that way. But when it did that, it took paint and all. It went right down. All the paint was adhered to the top coat, so it took it right back down to the plastic again. Didn't hurt anything. It still catches fish, even with that missing. But I really love this top coat. It really puts a shine, and it's just hard as nails. So you can see you've got to bounce it off the petroleum motor in order to do some damage to it. If you haven't seen me doing this one part of it before, just put it on the brush. Don't worry about brush strokes. They'll all come out when it's done. We're going to hang this up. When we hang it up, that's going to allow everything to even up or level out, and the brush strokes will go away. The key is when you think you got it, just turn it over under there, right there. Turn it over under a good light, and you can really get a good look at it to see if you missed any spots. And it looks like we just missed the one. Alright, so now here's what we do. I've got it here. I don't have a turner that rotates these, is what, you get kind of fancy they do. Everything's going to hang it up from the end. Everything's going to run down to the end, but you don't really like a big ball there. So I got a wire hook. We're just going to stick a wire hook through it. I'm going to hang it this way. Now, in my case, I give it about 20 minutes or so I'll come back and check it 20-30 minutes, and then I'll probably slip this out. It'll probably have a bunch of the top coat on it. I'll slip it out, and then sometimes I'll take a toothpick, just kind of get a little bit out. When it's all said and done, you'll probably have some that you'll have to chip away, but this way you'll get most of it gone. All right, hang it up to dry. Let's see what we got. Well, there we go, guys. There's the red tiger, and we did that with the yellow underneath it for the wrap. I'll tell you what, I really kind of like the looks of that. I wish we weren't in the middle of winter. I wish I could get out and fish that, but I'll try to grab that thing first thing in the spring. We'll see if it'll do some good. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.